and begin to feel. And actually, what I want you to do is take your feet just a notch wider, just a notch wider. Yeah. So it's not so rigid. Perfect. And just feel your lower back supported by this little block, magical block. And just feel the natural rise and fall of your belly. And, don't get too hung up with the ujjayi breath. Like, it's going to happen as we start to move. You're going to have to breathe, inhale through the nose, through the back of the throat, following it up with a nice exhale through the back of the throat. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Let's go Jets. Okay, yes. Couple more cycles of breath. And if you find it hard to kind of arrive, know that you're not alone. So just inhale and exhale and just come back. Just keep reminding yourself to come back. It's 60 minutes of a moving meditation that's designed to just make you feel free. 2 more breaths. Good. You'll blink your eyes open. Keep your left leg the way it is. And so hug your right knee in towards your navel. So you're just going to hug your right knee in towards your navel. This is something that I do to kind of stretch out. I like the use of the block underneath the low back. I find that it really just gives you a nice little lift and support. So just hugging your right knee in, your left leg is bent like it's in a little bridge, and you're just kind of lubricating that right hip. Good. You'll extend your right leg straight up towards the sky. Now, when you do this, passive stretching, grab behind the meaty part of your hamstring. Yeah, even if you're a little bit more flexible, just grab behind the quadricep and flex your right foot. And just kind of let your leg and your hands make this natural connection and give a little pull, but not too abrasive. And breathe. Yeah. Soften the shoulders down the back, draw that belly in, and feel your lower back press into the block. You're going to let your right leg go and just going to line it up with that left thigh. Flex your right foot. Yeah. And just kind of hold it in space. So it's straight out in front of you. And then bend your right knee in half. Right leg's going to go flat. Left leg's going to give a little hug in. Give it a good little squeeze. Everything we do here is in steps and stages. We don't rush, especially in the beginning. That's to prevent injury. So we can see where we are just for today. And just let the breath flow. And sometimes you feel less, and that's okay. Extend the left leg up. You want to grab behind the meaty part of your thigh. If the leg doesn't go pin straight, definitely don't force it. Your hands are clasped. It's kind of like a passive release of the hamstring. The center of your heel kind of moves towards the sky. Your shoulders slide down the back. Yeah, just breathe. You're going to let go of your leg, but you're going to keep it in the air and line it up with the front of the right thigh and flex the foot. So it's like a half little bridge with your left leg moving forward, flexing of the foot, drawing of the navel in, bend the left leg. Good. You're going to take your hands behind your head. See how this feels for you, Megan, with your shoulder blade, okay? Lift the legs up to a little reverse tabletop in the sky. The block stays underneath your low back. Keeping the elbows grounded towards the floor, you're just going to begin to pedal it out. So the right leg straightens straight forward. Now you pick the distance. If you go closer towards the floor, it's going to be more intense. Higher up is going to be less intense. You're going to rebend the leg back to the tabletop. So it's going to be slow and yes, and intention. There's going to be a lot of intention here. Extend the left leg and then bring it back up. The right leg moves and then you're going to bring it back up. The left leg moves and you're going to bring it back up. So you're just going to move like this a couple times each side, feeling that lower belly draw towards that block and the block press into the floor. There's a little bit of action happening. As the leg that goes forward, press through the base of your foot. Good. Keep the upper shoulder blades stabilized, the head down. Yeah, keep going. Good. The next time you come to reverse table tap, we're going to heel tap. The right heel down and bring it back up. The left heel down, bring it back up. Just like that for 10. Nice and slow for 9. Good. Shoulder blades stay grounded. Core stabilizing. Heel tapping towards the floor and then back up to that tabletop. Good. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs are going to go straight up towards the sky, keeping them on the block. We're now going to scissor it out. So you're just going to lower the right leg or the left leg, just pick a side, and just moving and breathing. Keep the shoulder blades down, the neck long. Feel the lower belly begin to elongate and activate. Good. So then the next one, both legs are going to go up. The arms go straight up towards the sky. And we're going to go, this gets us, all of us, always opposite arm and opposite leg. So right arm reaches and left leg reaches forward. That's it. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and then back up. Opposite arm, opposite leg, back up. Good. Keep the shoulders down. The trick is to come back to neutral and then go again. Neutral and then switch. Neutral and then switch. Keep going like that. Give me a few more. Supporting with the breath, quieting your mind. One more each side and then stop in the center. Good. Reach the feet back down to the ground. Lift the legs up, hips up, lower the hips down. Hug your knees in towards your chest, give them a big squeeze. Rock and roll up to a supported boat pose. So the fingertips are going to be down. It's going to look like this. Legs can be bent. Yeah, fingertips can be down. Arms can be back too. If this is too much, this is another way to take it. Yes, just so you know. We've come up with every option in here. Yes. Breathe. Everyone looks so thrilled. Eyes of the shoulders lift. Belly draws in. Cross the ankles. Step back to a tabletop position. When you hit the tabletop position, curl the toes into the mat. Sink the spine down and look forward. That's it. Round the spine deeply and look in. Sink the spine deeply and look forward. You got it. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Again, inhale, sinking spine down and looking forward. Exhale, rounding the spine deeply and looking in. Come to a flat back tabletop position. Lift the knees an inch from the ground and hold. So the knees just lift an inch. Pause here. It's the strangest thing. The driver's ed curriculum just came up on the computer. Oh my God, this is so weird. Something's happening. Let's go back to Zoom. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe the hips way up off the shoulders this morning. Everybody look at their hands. I do this every time I practice. Just make sure the index fingers are forward. I actually like them so they're tiny bit splayed out. Tiny bit splayed out. It's very helpful. And you can bend your knees as much as you need this morning. The center of your heel eventually drops down towards the floor, but don't force anything this morning if you feel a little tight or sore or creaky or old or whatever. Don't label it, just go with it. Yeah. So you're holding your down dog, your head, your neck, your jaw, everything is just dropping down towards the ground. And you're allowing yourself the opportunity to just feel and explore the body as it kind of unravels this morning, like the peeling of an onion or an orange. Yes. Breathe your right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. Now, when you lift your leg, lift with intention and try not to swing your right hip all the way open. Keep it very neutral. I like to flex the foot here just to begin to feel that the pelvis stays neutral, the left heel stays grounded towards the ground, and you're just lifting from your inner thigh. With the lift of the leg, come forward and hug your right knee in towards your navel. Give it a good squeeze. Shoulders are over elbows. Elbows are over wrists. The left leg is nice and long. Re-extend your right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. As you press actively. Point your right toes, come forward and hug your right knee in again. Give it a good little squeeze. Re-extend the right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. Point your right toes, come forward, hug your knee in, give it a good squeeze. Look forward with your eyes and step your right foot forward and through. Be on your fingertips. Pause. Yeah. Just be on your fingertips. If you need to slide blocks underneath your hands, it's always a really good smart option to bring the floor a little higher up to you. Let the shoulders slide down the back. This is a good place to practice that. Draw the pit of the belly in. Swing your right hip under you. Feel the extension of that back left leg. Step to plank right here in one piece. Plank. Yeah, no, I totally got you. Yes, plank position is amazing. Halfway to your push-up, drop your knees if you'd like to take a modified version of this morning. Elbows slide down by your side ribs. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe your left leg up and back. So just lift with intention from that inner thigh and try not to swing. And just feel for a moment. Point your left toes, come forward and hug your left knee in towards your navel. Give it a good little squeeze. The arms are straight up and down. The back leg is supercharged up. Re-extend that left leg up and back with purpose. Point the toes. Try it again. Come forward, hug your left knee and give it a good little squeeze. Arms are straight up and down. The back right leg is nice and strong and straight. Re-extend the leg up and back, three-legged down dog. One more time. Point the toes, come forward, hug the knee in, give it a good little squeeze. Look forward with your eyes and step your left foot all the way forward and through. So you're not going really anywhere. You're just going to pause here. Feel the length and the strength of the back leg. Feel the left heel kind of mounting into the ground. Feel the left hip grip in. You can slide blocks underneath your hands if this is just uncomfortable. Let the shoulders slide down the back and just breathe. Breathe heavier into the hips. Quieting the mind, utilizing the breath, and telling yourself that you're right where you need to be. So it's a pretty sweet transition. The palms go flat, you slide right back to plank. That's it. Drop your knees if you need support, halfway to a push-up. Plank position. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Walk to the top of the mat. Long spine when you arrive, feet can be a little separated. Exhale the breath, let's fold. Let's let the head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. So as you rise up, I want you to keep your hands up this morning, shoulder width distance apart or slightly a little bit wider. So keep the neck very neutral. And all you're gonna do is let your right arm drop down alongside your body. You're gonna elongate that left side. You're gonna stretch up and bring it up and over. Now, pay attention here that you're just not dumping or collapsing. That looks good. Anchor, you wanna feel. It's like the candle wax kind of dropping, sweating down the side of the candle. Good. Deep inside your core, pull it back up. Hands shoulder width or slightly wider. Right arm stays up, left arm drops. Let it slide down the side of your leg. You want to reach up out of your waist. Let the shoulders slide down the back. Let the side body get a nice opening. Draw the pit of the belly in. Deep within inside your core, pull yourself back up, arms up. Drag the hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Good. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine sets you up. You're going to step to plank for this first one, even if you're feeling really jazzy. Halfway to your push-up. Up dog or cobra, pick your poison with this. Listen to what your body needs. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Excellent. Each one that we do hopefully gets to start to feel a little bit better than the previous one. That's the goal. Look where you want to go. You're going to step, you're going to float, you're going to skip to the top. Long spine right here. Fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. So just like that, arms go straight up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step, step, float, skip, crawl. Whatever you do is fine. Halfway to your push-up. Looks good. Up dog or cobra. Good adjustment there. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go up. Keep moving. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Get there light. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Dive over bend knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Adding or subtracting what works or doesn't work for you. The up dog is hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back. Come forward, hug your right knee in, give it a good squeeze. Step your right foot forward and through. Be high on the ball of your back left foot. Arms reach back alongside your body. Yes. If you can clasp your hands behind your back, give that a whirl. You may need to bend your knees. So it's almost like your hands can rest on that lower back sacrum area. So soften the elbows a little bit, guys. You got the class. There you go. So the shoulders can kind of slide down the back. Activate your core and then start to rise. If the clasp does not work for your shoulders, behind the back for a beat. Yeah, perfect. Rather than feeling like you're yanking your shoulders, I want you to from your sternum. You may need to soften this back left leg a little in order to kind of find it. Yeah, even if it's loose. And if this does not work, just have your hands reaching back like I'm demonstrating here and just kind of make the shape, okay? Yeah, don't force anything in the shoulders if it doesn't feel good today. You'll let go of your hands and you're going to sweep your arms out and up or straight up. Yeah. You're going to step up into tree pose just like this. Yeah, it may not be pretty, but that's okay. Hands to prayer and then you grow your branches. Quiet your mind. See how your left hip wants to swing open, guys? See if you can hug your hips in and keep your hip points forward. Keep the arms moving up. You're just the process. Good. Bring your arms forward just like this. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Eagle the arms. All right, exhale, you'll come forward for humble warrior with eagle arms. Perfect. You can drop your right shoulder and snuggle it to the inside of your right leg, or you can rest your stomach on your side. But what we are aiming for is that your left hip continuously moves forward. Yeah. And keeping that mindset that less is more. Melina, can you get your back foot to anchor for into a warrior one? It's going to be easier. There you go. Same with you, Cal. Walk your left foot over to the left more. It's going to be easier. Wider positioning between your 2 feet. Anchor through your feet and your legs and start to bring your torso up. Unravel your arms once your torso lifts. Hands to the earth plank position. When you hit plank, lower halfway to your push-up of choice. The up dog is smooth, or maybe you opt for that cobra. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. You're going to breathe your left leg up and back to a 3-legged down dog. When you lift, lift with intention and purpose. Point your toes, come forward, hug your left knee, and give it a good little squeeze. Step the left foot forward and through. Iron out the positioning of your feet. They're roughly hips width distance. The weight's in the left heel. The back leg is strong. Start to bring your torso up. Come up nice and slow into a crescent lunge. And as you come up, yep, Arms go up first. Iron out the positioning of your feet and your legs. And then drop your arms alongside your body and let's clasp the hands behind the back. So let's do it this way. Interlace the hands, opposite grip if you could remember. Yeah. And once again, I don't want you to feel like you're yanking. So if this feels like it's pulling, what I want you to do is just feel like you're holding a block in between your hands. So the activation of your triceps and this hugging in is going to create what we want here through the front part of the body, this openness. Soften the back knee if it's too much. Yeah. And just breathe. Allow yourself to just feel. So it's a subtle but powerful back bend. Front line of the body is getting open. You got about 2 more breaths. Good. Let go of your hands and just sweep your arms out and up or straight up. You're in a regular crescent lunge. And then you're going to press up to a tree pose. Use your right hand to kind of gather this left leg, this right foot along the inside of that left leg, and then regrow the branches. And it does test your balance, so don't feel like it needs to be perfect. Watch that the right hip doesn't open, it stays forward. The arms stay up. You're going to take a generous step back, warrior one. Trust that your right foot knows where to go. When you arrive in warrior one, before we do anything else, just make sure your stance is a little bit wider today. It's going to be easier for the humble. Arms are going to reach forward, slide down the back. You'll wrap your right arm underneath your left. If you think you screwed up the arms, no worries. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, you'll come forward. Your humble could look like this. It could just be a small movement. You don't have to feel like you got to get in there too deep. There you go. Left hip grips under. Back leg strong, powerful. Perfect. There, it looks great. Alignment is right where you need it to be. Press strong through your feet. Start to lift your torso. As the torso comes up, unravel your arms, warrior one. Hands to frame your front foot. You'll move through your vinyasa of choice. If the push-ups are just too much for you today, just simply take them out. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Look where we want to go. We're going to step, float, skip, or crawl to the top. Long spine, fold, chair pose. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up, heavy in your heels for chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Hands to frame your front foot, vinyasa of choice. Smooth transition for your up dog if you're taking it. Great. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. We rise, first warrior. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. No rest. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine. Fold. All good. Chair pose. Weight in your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Arms drop down and then we reset. Arms go straight up, heavy in your heels for chair. You can take the chair with the feet a little separated. For some of us, it's better. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float vinyasa. So the goal right now is just to move and breathe. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Rise on your breath, warrior one. We're all moving at different speeds to be expected. Chaturanga when you are ready. Up dog if you're taking it on. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. Rise. To the floor we go, chaturanga push-up. Take your time, Trace. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top we go. Long spine. Fold. Chair pose. Weight in your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Heavy in those heels. Chair. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float. Vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Rise on your breath, warrior one. Vinyasa, to the floor we go. Just keeping it moving. Left foot lands on your breath, rise. To the floor we go, chaturanga, very nicely done. Up dog is smooth, take your time. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Step the right foot forward, smack it between your hands, cartwheel open, warrior two. You're gonna be okay. Yeah. Soften the shoulders down the back. Yeah. Roll your inner right thigh open. Everyone looks pretty good. The only thing I would suggest for a few of you is to turn your back left toes a little bit more on an angle, and you may find that the hip then finds its right positioning. So give that a whirl. The back toe should be a little bit on an angle. You got it. So it's more like a little bit turned in. I find it's helpful because then this hip can really get that nice, and then you can drop down perfect. And then soften the shoulders down the back, and you settle in. And as things come up in the pose, just focus from the ground up, like focus on your feet and like really just pay attention to the energy as it rises all the way through the crown of the head. So there's going to be three parts to this extended side angle. So first, we're going to start by resting our right arm right on the top of the right thigh and the left arm straight up or up and over, depending on you. So just having your elbow resting on like that meaty part of your thigh, but you're paying attention that the weight of the world is not dropping onto that thigh and your shoulder. Good. You'll take that left arm and let it pull you back up to warrior two. Okay. You're sitting a little heavier into warrior two. Perfect. The second part of this extended side angle is now take your right elbow and anchor it into the inside of your right thigh. The palm will look like this. So the right palm receives energy up, the left arm up. So we're not going to use the block quite yet. Left arm straight up. Listen, if this is tugging on your shoulder, I know some of you have shoulder stuff, just keep your hand on your hip today, okay? What I'm looking for is that your elbow's creating an extension of your right hip opening. Good. Your right ribs turn and your right hip hugs in. Let that left arm pull you back up, warrior two, and you sit deeper. The last part of extended side angle is extended side angle B. Your right hand to the instep. I use a block nearby. Slide it. Definitely go low, medium, or high. Those hips need it. Yes. And then the left arm straight up. Now, if the left arm wants to reach behind your back, you're welcome to give that a whirl. Not for everybody. Good. If you're going for a half bind or maybe even an experimenting into the full bind, you must make sure that there's space between your stomach and your thigh. If all the weight drops down, you're kind of losing the whole idea that we're going for here. Lean back a little bit. That's it. We got 3 more breaths. I know that hip is saying all sorts of things to you. Warrior two, you come back up. You're so happy to visit it again. We circle it to the floor. We hit plank to get positioned together. Lower into our vinyasa. Chaturanga push up if that's your jam. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot steps smack in between your hands, okay? We cartwheel that back foot on a pretty strong angle and we bring ourselves open, warrior two. So first we set up. Warrior two. Look down at your feet and just make sure the left foot and the back right foot line up. Roll that left thigh open. Soften the shoulders down the back. You got this. Lengthen your tailbone. Yes. Draw that belly into the back of the spine and lengthen the tailbone like you're sitting in squats. And to come hang out with the Buddha. Good. So there's going to be 3 parts to this. Don't get ahead of yourself. Okay. Take one at a time. First, the arm's going to rest on the top of the thigh. So you're going to go to the meaty part of the thigh and you're going to rest your arm there lightly. Top arm straight up. If you can bring it up and over your ear, give it a go. If not, don't stress about it. But the same thing is happening each time. We're gripping our left hip and we're turning our bottom ribs. And we're just trying to lighten our load with using the breath. You feel your feet on the floor. You just feel the breath kind of moving through the body. We pull back up to warrior two. We reset for a second. You sit deeper because you can, you're strong and you can do this. The next part of this extended side angle is to use the elbow and anchor it in. So you're going to use the elbow and press the inner thigh open into external rotation. Your left palm will be kind of on a 90-degree angle with the palm facing open. That's it. The right arm straight up or up and over your ear, totally depends on you. Same deal though. Left hip grips, left ribs turn. Looks great. Warrior two, you come back up. You sit deeper in warrior two. It's not going to defeat you. You're bigger than the pose. Sit deeper, left hand to the inside of that left foot. I would use a block. Personally, that works great. Low positioning of the block, medium or even high. You kind of anchor in there. The right arm straight up can come up and over or wrap behind your back for a half bind. Yes. I like the half bind. I think a lot of the time we go to the full bind, we forget to breathe and do a lot of other things. Grip the left hip in and lean back if you are going for that option. Looks really nice. Warrior two, we come back up. You unravel, you pull back up. Warrior two, you sit an inch deeper, and then we take it to the floor, plank position. Chaturanga push-up. The up dog feels amazing. Yes, we take on what we can. Downward facing dog. We step our right foot forward, turn our back foot on a sharp angle, and find triangle from the ground up. So before you just pop in, grab somewhere along the front of your right shin and then peel open. I have like a block nearby too. You may find the outside of the right calf is a sweet spot for it. You can place it up low, medium, or high, same jazz. There's a little lean back action. Alexi, open up your left foot more, like open it up. No, the other direction. I'm coming. Turn it open, like turn your toes. I'm such a visual learner. I'm coming here. Yeah. I want your foot more like this, your back foot. Yeah. And then that you're going to feel like you can get the pose better. Better. Yeah. A little less awkward. Everyone's very serious today. I don't know what's happening. Was it a full moon? I think it was a full moon. Yeah, it was a full moon. I kind of walked the floors last night. I think I saw that. Yeah. Zip up those hips. We're going to look down, and from here, you'll step right up into Ardha. Your left hand can slide to your hip for a little bit of support and balance. The block, move it enough in front of you that you can find extension from your right hip. Looks good, Danielle. Nice, Jean. Flex your left toes. Honestly, the simplicity of this pose is really amazing. Some days just really being basic in the posture and just working on the alignment, the breath, keeping it together there. If you're dying to move on, bind it up. I'm definitely not going to stop you. Lift from the inner thigh and breathe. The kick should be behind you though. Stay with it. You'll step back lightly into triangle. You can. Move the block. Perfect. Triangle. There's a zipping up of the side of your body, a hooking in of the hips. An elongation of the side ribs and torso as you kind of yawn open into this. Okay, the transition together, listen carefully. Look down. You're going to peel your left arm over your head and reach towards the floor. Your left heel is going to peel up off the ground. You're going to roll right into a side plank. Yeah, we're kind of just keeping the postures very similar. Side plank, Vashisthasana. You can drop your left knee down underneath your hip. You can stack the feet, stagger the feet. You can drop to your form if this doesn't work for you today. Anything that you know you can hold and breathe. Plank position slow. Chaturanga push-up because you can. Up dog, nice and smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. You'll immediately step your left foot smack in between your hands. From the ground up, you find triangle. So you just want to position your left hand somewhere across the front of that left shin. You got it, Alexi. Open up that right foot before you even go into it. I would go more open with this back. Yeah, and then you have more space. Rip your left hip under you. Side ribs nice and long. Look sideways, look up. Nice job. Perfect. I like the double blocks. They work. I think this pose feels great. Yeah. Like there's a little lean back, but you're not in your low back. It's a real like nice elongation of the body. You're kind of stacked open. Great. Just kind of keep it all together and step up right into your Ardha. So it's very little effort to get forward. That's the way we should think of it. Very little effort to step into the next pose. So you're kind of just there. Rip your left hip in. It's always a good idea to soften your left knee just a tad. Your right hand can stay on your hip. You don't have to go all the way open. Yeah, if something doesn't feel right, keep your arm close to your body. That's good, Jess. Add in whatever you did on the other side just to be consistent. Or just keep it basic. And if you fall, no problem at all. You try again. Melina, watch the left toes. It's turning a little. I know. Perfect. Good. Couple more breaths. If you took a bind, release the bind. Step back to triangle. Just take a light step back, triangle. There's a lift and a hook. That's it. 3 more. Let's transition a little slower. Before you just go for the side plank, reach your right arm up and forward. Look to the floor with your eyes. Circle the hands down. Let the right heel pop up or the right hand pop down to the floor and really get planted. And then roll open into your side plank. Good work. Stack your feet up. Watch your left hip. Sometimes it likes to go the little wild thing on us. Yeah. Two more. Nothing lasts forever. Plank position slow. Chaturanga push up. Up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. Exhale the breath out. You got this. You're doing great. It's like one more sequence, but it's every pose I know. Ha ha. Okay, but you know what? You just take one pose at a time. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. You want to shut it off? Go for it. We're at like 99% humidity here in New Jersey. Yeah. Warrior one. Okay, anywhere you want your arms, let's go warrior three. Warrior three. So you're going to tip forward, warrior three. So I'm going to give you some options. Hands to hips, hands to prayer, arms alongside your body, fingertips to blocks if your balance is crappy today. We're just being basic. Yeah, be basic sometimes. Okay, Kelsey, it looks awesome. I love it. Just get out of your right hip. See if you can steer your chest more forward. Nice. Get out of your right hip, Mare. There you go. There you go. Even a little more. Drop your left thigh bone down. Great job. Hands to prayer. Pause. Left hand down, right hand to the flat part of your back. Go high with your block. Opposite. Left hand down, right hand to the flat part of your back. For some reason, this really doesn't work for you. Twisting triangle is the other alternative. That's it, Meg. Nice. With the right hand on the flat part of your back, feel that your hips are aligned. Lift from your inner left thigh and then look sideways and start to look up. If the right arm can peel open, give it a little whirly. If not, don't sweat the little things. Literally. Right hand down, feet together at the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale the breath, fold. Let's sit together in chair pose. You seem thrilled about it. Listen, the truth is not every one of these poses is going to be dreamy with unicorns and rainbows. It's uncomfortable at times. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow. We're going to twist towards the right. At times it's slightly uncomfortable, but we learn to kind of tread water there. Maybe go less into the twist and more into the weight of the heels. Watch that your left knee is not sliding past your right. When you think you can't maintain it anymore, take 2 more full inhales and exhales. Pull around to chair. Wrap your right thigh around your left thigh. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. If the arms don't wind up so perfectly or beautifully, just give yourself a little hug. Bend your left leg. That's it. So you're standing on your left leg and you're wrapping yourself up. Just be really mindful that you're not dragging your shoulders down too deep. The elbows stay nice and lifted. Stick your butt back. That's it. Keep the legs the way they are, just unravel your arms. Unravel your right leg and step back, warrior one. Warrior one. Switch legs. You're on the left leg is forward. Left leg is forward. Yeah, we almost got it. We're almost perfect. Warrior one, pause. Anywhere you want your arms, they could be sideways, forward, back, hands to prayer, tip into warrior three. Use blocks too. Warrior three. The trick with warrior three is that you want your chest to lift a little higher than everything. Yes, so think up dog. And that's going to help you get out of your hip. And then soften your left knee a little. Perfect. Hands travel to prayer if they're not already there. Use the block. It's recommended. Right hand to the floor or a block underneath your right shoulder. Take your left hand and let it carry to your left hip or the flat part of your back. You can try flexing or pointing that back leg. It may give you a little bit more oomph. Looks good. Everyone's alignment is solid. Scissor the inner thighs and the hips in. Twisting triangle is a great option if this does not work for you. Stack open that left arm for the last little bit, if you can. Looks good, Steph. Lift from that inner thigh. You're in good shape. 2 more. Left hand down. Step to the top with both feet. Long spine on the in. Exhale the breath, fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Hands to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath. Hook and let's twist towards the left. So when it does feel harder or bigger than it should in some of these poses, focus outward on the efficiency of your breath. Yeah, let your breath do a little more work, less muscular effort. Weights in your heels. You got this. Open up your arms or do anything that you want to do to make this kind of your jam for now. Watch your right knee, everyone. Looks good, Tracy. Just drag your hip back an inch and you're in good shape. Your right hip. The knee will follow. 2 more breaths. Chair pose, pull it around, keep it together. You're almost there. Wrap your left thigh around your right thigh. So the right leg is going to be the leg that you're standing on. So wrap your left thigh around it and then wrap your left arm underneath your right arm, or give yourself a hug. You may need a hug right now. Stick your butt back. Yeah, you can give yourself a hug. Stick your butt back, weights in your heel. Eagle. If you tip forward, just lift your torso. Keep your legs the way they are. Just unravel your arms. Keep your right leg the way it is. Just unravel your left leg and step back. Warrior one. Warrior one. Pause. Warrior one. Feel the warrior one for a moment. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Lean out, hook the elbow and twist. You can naturally let your left heel pop up off the floor. There is a version of crescent twist where your foot is in warrior one. It's super challenging and funky. You're welcome to try it on, but I like it with the heel up off the ground, or maybe even opting to the knee dropping to the floor. Find a little bit more extension. And then lean your bun back, your bun head. Lean it towards the mirror. There you go. Hands to frame your front foot. This is what I need you to do. Step to a down dog. Step to a down dog. Keeping your toes like this, okay? Yes. The toes are not tucked under. They're curled into the mat. There you go. Nope, you had it right, Meg. Good. Hips go up and back, down dog. Step your left foot forward. I don't think anybody took it with the warrior one, so everybody keep your right foot up, your right heel up. Yep, rise, crescent lunge. Hands to prayer. Before you just plop into this, I want you to extend forward first with your spine, then hook and twist. If you need to drop your back knee, yeah, this is better this time, because first time around the knee was like jamming into the mat. Always remember, when you drop your knee, have your leg on an angle. It's going to feel so much better. Yeah. And then you get that psoas release, which is our walking, running, my life muscle right here. Yeah. Lean back a little bit. Grip your left hip in and zip it up. Good. Last couple breaths. See what you can do here. Okay, a little bit different. Hands to frame your front foot, okay? Take both your hands to the inside of your left foot. You're gonna straighten your left leg and you're gonna pivot towards the feel good, do good. So we're gonna go into a wide straddle this morning. I wanna take us into like an upside down version here. We have a little room, so take advantage of that. So, couple options. Make sure that the crown of the head is not touching the floor. You can plop things underneath your arms to bring the floor up to you. You can crawl your hands through your feet. Bring your feet a little closer. They get a little super wide. Yeah. And then this is called Dandayamana Bikatapada Paschimottanasana. It's a wide straddle. And it's essentially creating the head below the heart. So we're going upside down. Yeah. If you do have an inversion balance and you want to go upside down, this is the time to do it. But just be safe about it, that you don't take any of your neighbors out. Breathe your hips up off your shoulders. Yes. So sometimes the hips sit back. Yeah. I want to breathe them more forward. Good. If you went up, split your legs slow, 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 slow. See if you can tap them. Good job. Toes back down. You meet us. Good. Come to the fingertips, guys. Long spine. Crawl your hands to the front of your mat. So it's going to frame out your left foot. You're in a low lunge with your right heel up. Step into a plank. Lower halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Drag down dog. We'll slide our right good people right here in this moment. Half pigeon is a good thing. If half pigeon isn't your thing, let me know. So this was to remind me that we need to go home and try to get Dave Matthews tickets, which we were probably sold out of. Switch, let's go to the left side. So you could do that through a tabletop or through down dog. If you're on your back, you can just flip. Yeah. Left side, feet forward and through, and then you do the same thing. Settle in. Couple more breaths. Try to enjoy it. Good. Come up nice and slow. You lean on your left side and swing your right leg forward. You're going to grab the block and lay down. Yep. You're going to lay all the way down. So Meg, if it doesn't feel good having the block behind your head, just have your arms straight up. Okay. So we're going to do a bunch of jackhammer with kind of crunches and then a hollow hold. So it's going to go like this. Your arms go up over the top of the head and you want to crunch up with the block and reach the block. So it's like you're making a V with your body and the shoulder blades lift up off the ground. Yes. So the arms stay straight. You lower everything down and then you crunch it back up. Now, to build intensity, in quotes, you could hover everything. If you need to let go a little and just drop down, that's fine. So just crunch. Make sure big time you're not crunching your neck. So keep your neck very elongated. Good. You're crunching up. Good. Give me 5 more. I'd rather you do them really slow. You're going to feel more. That's 4 more, which is super fun right now. 3, 2, give me 1 more. And then you're going to hold it on the up, but I lower the legs and it looks like this. Neck is neutral. Hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Bend your legs in half. Lift your hips up. You can, let's avoid using the block for the first set. Interlace the hands and let's set up for bridge. Second set's a free-for-all. You can go for the blocks. Yep. Feet can be a little wider this morning and a little bit more forward. Yeah. 100%. Exhale the breath, lower down, lower down. Okay, the next one, if you're on a block, you want to stand a block or add in a block, you're welcome to. So the trick with this is to not come to the crown of the head. So can we hover it an inch? Do you want to see? Flip the palms, bring the chin to the chest. Okay, so tuck the chin in, don't lift, keep the head neutral. Take a giant breath in, there you go. Good job. Even if you get up for a beat, it's better than nothing. You can extend the legs straight up. You can just stay on a block today. You got it. Just wrap your knees a little bit forward, Alexi, and you're in good shape. You just turn your feet a tad. Exhale the breath, lower down. Nice work. If you're on a block, you slowly lift your hips up, lower the block out from underneath you, lower your hips down, remove the block, and hug your knees in towards your chest. Hug your right knee in and extend your left leg out. So we started the practice like this on the block. I just want you to feel your body. Yeah, some of you let it like rest on the ground. Grab on the knee part of your thigh. Keep your left leg straight. Rehug your right leg in. Drop your right leg over towards the left for a supine twist. Roll up to center, relax the right leg out in front of you. Hug the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a good little active squeeze. It's just a simple release here. And then extend the left leg up towards the sky. Give yourself a little hamstring release behind the meaty part of your thigh. And then rehug that leg in and drop it over towards the right for supine. Yeah. Great. Roll up to center, hug your knees in towards your chest. And the best part for last, Shavasana. Complete rest right now, nowhere to go, nothing to do, even though your brain wants to go other places. Stay here. Close your eyes. Pull a big breath in through your nose. Set yourself off with a full exhale breath. Arms reach up over the top of the head. If you prefer finishing just laying down, just stay there. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. And let's rock up to a seated position when and if you're all ready, sit up nice and tall. The goal is to try and keep the eyes closed. The final parts of the practice are really, about feeling centered and grounded. And I always say, show up to yoga, you get a new version of yourself every time. Bring the hands to prayer. Bow your head for a moment. Let's have some closure. Let's have some gratitude with all this. Good job, guys. A little bit of soupy Jersey humidity at its finest, but you all survived. Yeah. See you next time. I think the Wi-Fi